6 touchdowns today. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it was a great game. You know, the line blocked well, and we ran the ball well, Denard ran well, Roy caught the ball well. Every receiver that caught the ball, they caught a tough pass, so I'm happy about that.
On the right, Mark.
Devin, how did it change things for you, having Denard in there, knowing he was going to take some of the snaps, and how did it change, like, the preparation?
That's not a question for me. That's probably a question for Iowa, how did it change for them. It was great for me, you know. That's just something else they got a game plan for, but they didn't know. So it was great.
Did it change the week and the way you were preparing and
No,
things
it
you
didn't.
On the left, Mike.
Yeah, this might be even an odd question, but did it feel like a changing of the guard today? With Gardner actually back in the game and in the huddle and kind of bouncing around all over the place where you were at quarterback with the guard and stuff?
I mean, I don't really understand the question.
Well, did it feel like kind of like the past, present, and future were kind of all almost in one?
I don't really know about that. I know it felt great, you know, because I knew that they had no idea what was going to come. They thought they knew. They would always yell out Denard's in the game, but they don't know what kind of play we're going to run. So, if that answers your question.
Do you think that gives Ohio State a lot to think about?
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. Unless they don't want to. I mean, that's fine for me as well.
Roy, Brady said that he's noticed that you're now catching the ball with your hands more than with your body, letting it go into your body. Is that are you aware of that? Is that conscious? When did you change? When did that occur?
Back in the spring, actually, when Coach Heck had us on tennis ball and had all the right receivers, you know, just high coordination, and just something I really worked on this year. And by using my hands, you know, away from my body, really helps, because if the defender's on your back, then you got strong hands, then you're good.
On the left, Andy.
For both of you, it looked like today was the most effective you guys were in the downfield vertical passing game. What was working so well there?
I mean, big plays, you know. Roy made big plays and Gallon made big plays, so that's really all I can say about it.
Yeah, just some of the coverages that they was throwing, how they was blowing coverage, and Devin was seeing the open throws.
On the right, Wojo.
Devin, you obviously knew what was coming today before anybody here or the fans knew. How excited was it during the week, knowing what you guys were going to unleash? Did you know it would work like this?
Oh yeah, because it really worked on our defense. They had a real time, and every time after practice when we got in the locker room, they said, "Man, they're gonna have a problem with that." So that's enough for me. I felt like, if they knew the next day of practice that it was coming from the first day, and they still couldn't stop it, I felt like that the other team would definitely not be able to stop it.
In the middle, Ben.
Devin, with Denard taking, quarterback snaps, every here and there, and that could potentially throw you out of your rhythm. It didn't really seem to, though. Is that something you had to work through in practice this week, or was it really not difficult for you to kind of maintain consistency?
I mean, it wasn't difficult at all because we practiced every day doing it. You know, it was just I would come out for a play, give me a break, to rest and get my thoughts together anyway. So.
On the right, Art.
Devin, I remember earlier in the year when you were playing wide receiver, you said you considered yourself a quarterback. Is there a sense of relief for you now that you've had to step in because Denard was injured and you've performed, that you finally are getting a shot at being Michigan's quarterback?
I mean, I really enjoy it, because I always thought of myself as a quarterback. And honestly, I never knew how I would perform either, just like you guys didn't. So it's just refreshing to know that I can play quarterback at Michigan.
On the left, Larry.
For both of you, how glad are you that Denard's injury wasn't serious enough that it kept him out? I mean, to end his spectacular career on the sideline with, an elbow injury, I mean, that's obviously not going to be the case.
I mean, I was ecstatic, that's my brother, he's not just my teammate, he's my brother. So, I mean, and any player on any team, I wouldn't want that to happen. I would like for everybody to be able to get a chance to play this great game.
Roy.
Oh, and I feel the same. He worked hard to get back, and thank God that he got to go out there his last time in Michigan Stadium and perform well.
Left.
Devin, what's it like you said, they were calling out Denard's name when he was in the game. What's it like when you know the play, and it may not even necessarily go into them, but they're kind of keying in on him?
Yeah, because they did it in practice too. Frank Clark, we run our tailback slow screen. He's like, "You guys, you know what's coming. You know what's coming." I was like, "No, you don't. You have no idea. You think you do, but you don't." And then we throw it right over their head, and it happened the exact same way in the game today, and we scored a touchdown.
Over the right, Mark.
Right, for the guys who haven't been through what this week will be like and going down to Columbus and playing there in that environment, what are you gonna be able to tell them as an upperclassman in Gardner?
Finish. You know, it's the last game of the year, playing Ohio. You know, ever since them guys got here, you know, we bring it up and, you know, we say beat Ohio. So I'm pretty sure they know this week is totally focused. You know, and it's Thanksgiving break, so we get more time in the film room.